Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we have here is a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Limited High Country. This Silverado is painted in the iridescent pearl tri-coat exterior color. This one has been optioned out with the black badging and these carbon flash metallic 22-inch rims. It's a stunning looking truck, especially with this pearl white paint. We're on the key fob. We have the buttons for lock, unlock, remote start, fully power tailgate release, and panic. Smart key for the front doors. You have storage and bottle holders in the front door panels. This does have a premium Bose sound system. Power windows, locks, and mirrors. All the controls are right here. You also have power folding mirrors and two-person memory settings for the driver's seat. It has a two-tone jet black and umber interior color scheme with leather seat upholstery. Both front seats are fully powered with two-way power lumbar support. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. It does have push-button start. This truck represents the GMT T1XX generation of the Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra full-size pickup truck duo from GM. This generation made its debut for 2019 to replace the outgoing GMT K2XX generation. 2019 marked the debut of the half-ton 1500 models, while 2020 saw the T1XX HD variants go on sale. The new T1XX trucks featured a roomier interior than the outgoing models, along with a host of new tech features. As for the T1XX half-ton range, the trucks got a stronger high-strength steel frame than their predecessors, while using a mix of steel and aluminum bodywork, resulting in the 2019 Silverado and Sierra 1500 being about 450 pounds lighter than the outgoing trucks. Another new innovation for this generation was the available Multi-Pro/Multi-Flex multifunctional tailgate. As for big updates so far, 2022 saw the Silverado and Sierra 1500 get a mid-cycle facelift, which freshened up the exterior, added even more new tech features, and gave the higher trim levels a completely redesigned interior. However, although the truck in this video is a 2022, it's actually not the refreshed 2022 Silverado 1500. That's where that limited in the name comes into play. Basically, the pandemic caused some production delays for the refreshed 22 Silverado and Sierra, so GM ended up selling what were more or less carryover 2021 trucks into the 2022 model year as the Silverado and Sierra 1500 Limited, as a stopgap until the refreshed 2022 trucks entered production. So if you see a 22 Silverado or Sierra with Limited in its name, that's how you know it's not one of the updated 22 trucks. But anyways, it wouldn't be until 2024 when the Silverado and Sierra HD got their refresh, which was similar to the one that the 1500s got in 22. Trim levels for the 22 Silverado 1500 Limited included Work Truck, Custom, Custom Trail Boss, LT, RST, LT Trail Boss, LTZ, and the range-topping High Country like we have here. Available cab styles were regular cab, double cab, and crew cab. High Country models are crew cab only. As for engines, you had four to choose from: a 2.7-liter turbo inline-4, a Duramax 3-liter turbo diesel inline-6, a 5.3-liter gas V8 as found in this truck, and finally a 6.2-liter gas V8. The transmission could be either an 8-speed or a 10-speed automatic depending on configuration, and your drivetrain options were rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. In the instrument cluster, we have 2 analog gauges, your tachometer and speedometer, with all the rest being located in this large digital info display. You have auxiliary gauges up top, and then your information display down below here, and you can go through that via these controls on the steering wheel. Right now is the home screen. It'll show your digital speedometer, speed limit. Go to info, you have your trip computers, range, oil life, tire pressure, air filter, brake pad, life, fuel economy, driver aids you might have, engine hours, tranny fluid, and your 4-wheel drive status. Next up, you can go to your audio info, navigation, compass, phone info, and then all sorts of settings. And then back to this home screen. It has a 4-spoke design, leather-wrapped and heated multifunctional steering wheel. And as for controls, first on the front of the spokes, on this side, you have your gap adjust and your cruise and adaptive cruise controls. Your heated steering wheel toggle button is right here. Then on this side, you have your information display controls along with your Bluetooth and hands-free phone controls. And then on the back of the spokes, you will find your audio controls. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. The parking brake is electronically operated. Climate vent for the driver. Your headlight controls, fog lamps, cargo lamps, panel dim. You have your 4-wheel drive controls right here. You have auto, 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. And right here is your drive mode selector. You can twist it this way for tow haul mode, or you can twist it the other way to go between normal, sport, and off-road mode. Grab handles on both A-pillars. On this side, you have your high beam, turn signal, and wiper stalk. And on this side, you can find your column-mounted gear shifter. Going into reverse does reveal a backup camera, guidance lines. You also have a trailer hitch camera. And the seat will actually vibrate in various circumstances. Going down the center of the interior, you have a little bit of storage up top. Your central climate vents. You have the touchscreen interface for your Chevrolet Infotainment 3 system. We'll go over this system more in a bit. Physical, radio, and infotainment system controls. You have dual zone automatic climate controls, temperature for either side, auto and sync, your different zones, air conditioning, recirculation, front and rear defrost, fan speed. This truck does have 3-stage heated and cooled front seats. Actually have the option to heat the whole seat or just the seat back. Below that we have an array of buttons. Your lane keep assist, parking sensors. With this you can actually remotely raise or lower the power tailgate. Your hazard switch, traction control, you can toggle power to the household style power outlet. And with this button, you can roll down all 4 windows at once. One touch, automatic. But you can't roll them back up. Well, you can, but you have to do it individually with the switches. But it's cool to have that, especially in the summertime if you want to air the truck out. You have your trailer brake controller, a 12-volt power outlet, along with a USB A and C port, a household style power outlet, a little bit of storage, a wireless charging pad, storage on either side. I like the matte wood trim, very high class. 2 cup holders are right here. And you have a very large center console. You have an SD card slot, an aux port, and another USB A and C port. Upper and lower glove boxes. Lower one is lockable. Auto dimming rear view. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. On the overhead console, you have your LED overhead lighting, OnStar roadside assistance, passenger airbag indicator, garage home link. You can operate the power back window, and you can control your power sunroof. And finally, here's a quick look at that Chevrolet Infotainment 3 infotainment system. It's a pretty simple system to use. You have your home screen, but then you always have these shortcuts along the bottom as well. Home screen right here with radio, map. First we'll start with audio. So your sources are AM, FM, Sirius XM plus Bluetooth audio streaming, which is nice. You can browse, sound settings. You can pair a phone. Right here is the navigation system. And it does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so you have your like Google, Apple Maps, I believe, within that system, but this built-in navigation system is really good. Very responsive. Just type in a point of interest, brings up all the closest matches. Wi-Fi hotspot, different user profiles, all sorts of settings. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto capabilities, trailering information, apps, OnStar. You can bring up climate. This is one of the shortcuts that are always along the bottom. You can control your climate controls from here. You can bring up the cameras, exterior cameras, without going into reverse from here. Chevrolet maps, My Chevy, and straight to Sirius XM, I guess. But that's a brief overview of this infotainment system in this truck. I think it's pretty intuitive and responsive. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. Both front windows are fully automatic and both back windows are automatic down. This truck rides on 22-inch carbon flash metallic 6 split-spoke alloy rims. I just gotta say, I love the look of the front end of the High Country with the High Country badge right there. This like bronze finish. I think it just has such a high-class feel or look. Powering this truck is GM's Ecotec 3 5.3-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. It's an all-aluminum pushrod power plant with 2 valves per cylinder, variable valve timing, direct injection, and dynamic fuel management. Horsepower is rated at 355 at 5,600 RPM, while torque is rated at 383 pound-feet at 4,100 RPM. This engine is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode, and this truck does come with 4-wheel drive. Running on regular unleaded with a 24-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for this truck are 15 mpg in the city and 19 mpg on the highway. It has an independent front suspension with a solid axle leaf spring rear setup. Stopping the truck are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. In the right configuration, the max towing capacity for a 22 Silverado 1500 Limited is 13,300 pounds, with max payload being 2,431 pounds, again with the right specs and equipment. fuel cap is on the driver's side. Storage for the back door panels as well. Storage behind the seat backs. The seat bases can also fold up, a 60-40 split to allow for more storage. Both front seats have mat pockets on the backs. Rear passengers do get 2 cup holders right here, along with their own set of climate vents, along with a 12-volt power outlet, a USB A and C port, and a folding center armrest with 2 additional cup holders and some storage. Grab handles on both B-pillars, coat hooks, and space back here. I'm about 6'1" with the driver's seat in a pretty comfortable position for myself, driving position. It's a very roomy back seat. What can I really say? It's a full-size crew cab pickup truck. Very spacious. Even though this is the pre-facelift, because 22 is when the half-ton Silverado and Sierra got that refresh with the brand new interior. But the 22 Silverado 1500 Limited is basically a carryover pre-facelift. And even still, I think, in this high country trim, with this brown, the nice matte wood grain trim, it's a nice, it's a luxurious feeling cabin in this truck. Very nice place to be still. Dual exhaust. And a party trick about this truck, tailgate is fully powered. You can power lower it, which is a pretty common thing. The truck in this video is a short bed model. Awesome spray-in bed liner, power outlet right there. But then, you don't even have to close it manually. Just hold this button on the key fob and boom, it's closed. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Limited. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.